Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video, I want to talk about 3 things that I've learned since I started stacking silver. Now, these aren't the only 3 things that I've learned, but these are three things I want to touch on in this video. And the first one, it's kind of funny or ironic, however you want to describe it. But the first thing is, since I've started stacking silver, I've actually learned a lot more about money. As funny as that might sound, it's actually educated me a lot more on understanding money and inflation and all just the different things that I, kind of heard of, but didn't really pay attention to. And I knew when people say, oh, this money's backed by nothing and they can just create it out of nowhere. I knew what they were talking about, but I never really, kind of paid attention to it at all. But then when I started watching these silver stacking videos and kept hearing the phrase hedge against inflation, and continuing watching and doing my own research and trying to educate myself, I obviously came to understand what that means. And it's definitely one of the main reasons why I'm continuing to stack and stack the way that I do. My strategy right now, I'm stacking as a physical savings account. I have had some videos recently where I was talking about, I do want to get into flipping. I'm not going to get into it right now. I said I maybe will dip my toes into it in 2021, but not at the beginning of the year. As I said, if it does happen, then I will change my strategy a bit. But right now, I'm basically just doing it as a physical savings account. So actually stacking it and having it in your hands and, doing the research and stuff like that, you can see where this is the actual, physical money. It's finite. It can't be inflated. It's not like the, bills that they have out there and the monetary system as it is now, where if they just need more money, they can go, as long as they have ink and paper, they can create more money, which, will devalue, debase it, and, the inflation and stuff like that. No, I have done videos in the past. I'll leave a link up top if you do want to watch one of those about the amount of money that was produced compared to precious metals, silver and gold. They did touch on platinum, but primarily they're talking about silver and gold. So it is kind of concerning that it took me getting into the silver stacking world here in the community for me to learn more about the monetary system. And it's a little scary, you know what I mean? About how many people are still in the dark, kind of, I'm not going to say ignorant to what's going on, but oblivious, I guess, maybe. They're just kind of going with the flow. They do know that there, is a problem with the system, but they don't want to worry about it. A lot of people just, that's future me problem, you know what I mean? They don't want to think about it because there's no easy answer. So a lot of people, they don't want to think about things that don't have a clear cut or easy answer. And the easiest answer for them is to not think about it and not worry about it. And then just, unfortunately, it's not the best way to go through life, just kind of ignoring a major problem, like a leaky roof. You know what I mean? The monetary system's kind of like a leaky roof. You can only put so many pots and pans down to alleviate the situation before you really have to pay attention and actually do something to fix the problem. And don't get me wrong, I don't have an answer for it. You know what I mean? I just found out about the problem. I can't possibly have an answer for it. Me not having an answer to it doesn't mean I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to try and do my best to protect myself and my family against anything that might happen, any, future monetary collapse or just a global economic crisis that, we've seen some in 2008, but it could be, even worse than that, just what's been happening in the world right now. Just, whatever could happen in the future, I do kind of want to be prepared. And this is a good way with the silver, primarily silver. I do have some gold, but hedging against inflation was that term that I kept hearing and seeing, and now I finally get it. So that's something I've been doing in 2020. I'm going to continue to do in 2021 is to continue to move a certain budget of my money. I'm going to be continuing to put into precious metals as that, physical savings account and try and hold on to it for the long haul. Yes, I am stacking this for the long haul. It is a physical savings account, and I do want to hold on to it as long as I can. And as I said, for that hedge against inflation. But even for someone like me that's doing it like this, we were going to hold on to it for a long time. You still You still need to think about the future. So yeah, the second thing that I want to talk about, it might not be something that you would think that you have to worry about or consider if you're a long-term stacker like I am, but the second thing that I learned is it's just as important to know what you're going to do when you're selling your stack as it is when you're picking up the silver. The internet has alleviated some of these problems. I know a lot of people, they do like to buy within the community on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube even. You can just, email each other and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people don't have problems with that. And it does open the door to a lot more people that are looking for a lot more assorted things. So if you want to stack like Philharmonics, and if you want to stack tubes of Phils, you want to stack tubes of Kangaroos, you know that there is a whole world of potential buyers out there on the internet. And it is a little bit more difficult if you're not, comfortable selling online, or if you don't want to pay those fees that that eBay charges. I don't know much about Instagram. I haven't sold on there. Same with Facebook. I don't know about their fees, but I do know that eBay does take a percentage. And also just, with the shipping and everything like that. And, eBay has problems with people. Some people, they'll say, they never got a package, and then there's a problem with the seller. They could just lie, say they never got it. There are problems that happen with buying and selling precious metals on the internet. So with the convenience, there does come some drawbacks. And I do know some people that they only want to go to their local coin shop because they can just, they like the fact they can bring money, they can spend it right there, and they have it in their hands. They're walking home, they're leaving the store, going back home with some metal, leaving the house with some cash, coming back with some gold or silver. And that's how a lot of people like to do it. So if you are in that boat where you're just with the local coin shops, you are kind of limited as to I'm not going to say what you can buy or even what you should buy, but it'd be honestly a good idea to just, I would say, stack according to what your local coin shops allow you to. You know what I mean? If you're going in there and you constantly see American Silver Eagles there, tubes and tubes of American Silver Eagles, you know that it's a very popular item. You know that they're going to be selling it. You know that because you've been buying them there. So you know that American Silver Eagles are going to be something you'll be easy enough to unload. You can walk in with like a monster box of it and say, here's 500 coins. Most local coin shops, especially down in the States, you're not going to have a problem with taking that off your hands because they know that they're going to be able to move it. But in certain areas, if you go in, I always give this example. I do like the coins. I don't know why I always use Kangaroo, but let's just say that you walk into a local coin shop and you have a monster box of Kangaroos. The guy might look at you and say, hey, I've had Kangaroos before. They sit around a lot longer than the American Silver Eagles. You know what I mean? I don't want to have this taking up spot here. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to recoup this money. I'm not going to buy the entire box off you. I might get 2 or 3 tubes off you. I might have to just encapsulate them and sell them individually. It's going to take a while for me to get my money back. Something like that, you know what I mean? So that would be something that you would be limited to is what they are willing to purchase and how much of it they're willing to buy off of you. You know what I mean? So you can be in a pinch and say, man, I need to get rid of 500 ounces, and all you have is something that he doesn't really want or can't move as easily. You might be kind of stuck. So if you're going the road of going to your local coin shops or just buying person to person, you don't want to go on online, it's good to know and talk to them and ask them exactly what you can get for each coin, what they're specifically looking for, and just get an idea of how easy it is to sell. So I just wanted to touch on that with the local coin shops. If that's all you're going to, if you're just going and person to person and you want to go to the local coin shops to get your stuff, always good to know what the best sellers are and what the most liquid products are. And I would stack according to that. It's just so you have a better chance of unloading as much or as little as you need at any time. You don't have to worry about if they're going to be wanting or can't take everything. But getting back to selling on the internet, I didn't want to give it a bad rap or kind of rip on it by saying all the negatives that are associated with it, like with the potential fraud of people saying they didn't get their stuff, and eBay is kind of set up weird for definitely in the buyer's favor. Let's just say that. But it is obviously a very good place to sell your silver if need be. So yeah, those are the first two things. The first one was that surprisingly, getting into silver stacking educated me a lot on money as well. So I learned a lot more on the monetary system and all that from stacking silver. The second thing that I learned is that knowing what you're going to do when you're selling is just as important as knowing what you're going to do when you're buying the stuff. The third thing that I learned is that even though I'm into the physical metals, obviously I'm into the physical stacking of silver, and I don't have much of it, but the physical stacking of gold. It is important to educate yourself on the non-physical side of it. Juice stacking has a very good channel. He does a lot of the market breakdowns and the market analysis, and a lot of it still goes over my head, but I try to watch it and pick up as much as I can. And it's a good way to just see how the markets move, and if you're able to notice trends and pick out spots where, hey, that looks familiar, when it did this before, it went way up or it went way down, you might be able to just see how the markets move and what's causing it to move that way. Because that is a lot of what affects the spot price. They was talking about the Friday sell-off. Usually you see a little dip and stuff where people are taking their profits at the end of the week, and there's a sell-off. So you'll see that the silver spot price goes down. Well, that's not from people selling physical silver between each other, you know what I mean? That's the non-physical side when they're selling off and taking profits. That's what they're talking about. So if that is affecting the spot price, which is affecting me buying the physical stuff, then I want to know more about it, because it does affect me. Even though I'm not actually trading or I'm not actually into the markets, and I don't technically need to follow it or understand it, it does affect me in the way that it's affecting the price that I'm looking at every single day, which determines how much I'm going to be spending on my physical silver. So it is smart, as I said, even if you're not trading at the moment. I'll leave a link to Juice down below, because I do really enjoy his channel. He does more than just the market analysis. He does unboxing. He's got a lot of gold and stuff like that too. But he definitely is one of the best channels when it comes to market breakdown analysis. And you won't get it in one try. You will sit there and you'll listen to him talk, or any other channel. I'm just using Juice as an example. Other channels do the market analysis as well. You might sit there on your first video and your first watch through and maybe understand 10% of what they're talking about, because there is lingo, there's different different jargons and things like that. You'll have to understand what they mean. But if you do watch it for long enough and you start picking things up, you'll be able to read charts a little bit better, and just have a better idea on what the markets are doing. And you can kind of not predict, but you can do an educated guess on holding off for a bit. If you say, hey, I see this trend, it's Monday, maybe I'll wait till Friday to make my purchase. And you can wait it out and see if you were right, and then continue on and say, okay, well, that worked out, and you can go from there. Any little bit helps when it comes to silver stacking, you know what I mean? If you can get that little bit of an edge where you can have an educated guess that the spot price is going to go down by the end of the week, and you're right on quite a few of those. Let's say you're right 60% of the time. That's a good thing to have in your back pocket, but compared to someone that has no idea what's causing the spot price to move. So any little advantage that you can get, I say learn it. You know what I mean? Educate yourself on it. And that would be the third thing I would say, is pay attention to the markets, the silver, the non-physical side of silver, because it does impact and affect the physical side of it. That was just a quick video. I did one of these kind of earlier in the channel. I think it was what I learned after a month of stacking. And I just wanted to do kind of like a little bit of an update or revised version of it, because I've been doing it now right around 6 months. June 11th was when I started, so it's right around the 6 month, half a year mark. And it's definitely, I have picked up more things that have helped me along the way. And I just kind of want to do a little update video here talking about more things that I've learned throughout the year and throughout the process of starting my stack. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I know it's been a little slow with the holiday season. I usually have a couple of things each week rolling in, especially from eBay, just, coin here, coin there. I do like to save them up, so I at least have 3 or 4 things to talk about on a video. But yeah, around the holiday season now, it's just been no mail, no nothing. So there's been no packages to do. So the videos have kind of been slow over the holidays, so I do apologize for that. But hopefully, after New Year's and everything, maybe the things will get back to normal a little bit with the mail. But anyways, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.